You came home from school again thinking the same things you always did. Why am I still here? What did I do to deserve this? Those thoughts of ending it all have been stronger than ever before. You feel so alone. You feel like no one would care anyway. You have so much pain inside that you need to end. To stop. You decide it's time. You start crying. You are so disappointed in yourself. You aren't strong enough. You can't do it anymore. You try to think of how you are going to do it. You don't want your parents to find you in a way that would scar them for life. You couldn't overdose because that took too long and you needed to end it now. So you didn't have any more time to think and to decide that you changed your mind. Your mind is racing and so is your heart, but you know it's time. You couldn't think of any other way but to hang yourself. You didn't want pain because you already felt it every single day. You only had 3 hours until your parents got home. This is it. You are finally putting an end to all of your pain. You wrote notes to your parents, assuring them it's not their fault. You have to make sure that they know that they tried their best to help, but the overall pain was enough to send you over the edge. You then wrote a note to your best friend. She would be devastated that she wasn't there enough for you. That maybe one phone call could have saved you. Finally, you wrote a note to the school. On it, you put that you wanted the whole school to hear it. You wrote about how much pain you really were going through. You wrote to the people who left you and bullied you, but you didn't write their names down because you knew they would have enough guilt already. You ended the note by saying, you never thought it would happen. Your happy little friend is dead from all the hate people made her feel on the inside. That was the last note. This was it. You were going through with it. You're crying so hard now. You can't help but think of all the memories you had, all the good times. But then you also remember the bullies and how all of your friends betrayed you. You knew it was time. You tied the rope around your neck. You were crying so hard. The last words you said were, "I'm sorry," and then it was over. For you. Your parents get home and go to your room. They knew you have been hurting and stay in your room most of the time. Opening the door, your mom freezes. She sees your lifeless body hanging there. She's in shock. She knew you were hurting, but she never realized that you were hurting enough to end it all. She ran to you crying. She was so overwhelmed that she sat there for hours. Your father called the police and told them that his daughter committed suicide. He was in so much shock. His baby girl was gone, forever. He would never walk her down the aisle on her wedding day or go fishing and just talk about anything. You were gone, and when you left, so did a part of him. The police arrived and took your body down. They laid you on a stretcher and that was it. You were gone. Your mother was still sitting in your room crying. Your parents were blaming themselves for not raising you to be strong enough and not realizing how bad you were. They knew they had to make the call to your best friend and tell her that her sister was gone forever. The next day, you weren't at school. People said there was an ambulance at your house, but they didn't know why. Your mother drove to the school and told them, giving them the note. She was there when they called all the kids for an emergency assembly. Everyone was confused. Everyone knew something was wrong. Your mother sat in the front row with a blank expression on her face. Finally, they announced what had happened to you. Then they read the note. Kids were shocked. Those kids that bullied you were sick to their stomachs, knowing that they caused this to happen. Those friends that left you were crying and screaming, knowing they caused you enough pain to make you end it. There was no going back. You were gone. Your best friend stood up and left. She couldn't believe it. She ran to your house only to find an empty room and the rope on the floor. She read the note and was devastated. She wasn't there for you when you needed her most. She took the rope and hung herself, right where you did. She couldn't live without you. Now the community is devastated knowing 2 bright young students are dead. They regretted not telling you how much they cared. It was too late because you were gone. All the pain you felt on the inside that you ended when you killed yourself went to all the people who cared most about you around you. Your mom quit her job and sits at home in your room wondering what she could have done to stop you. Your father drinks every night knowing that his baby girl that he was supposed to protect was gone forever. They wanted their baby girl back, but you were gone. Suicide might seem like the only answer, but it's not. Try to get help. So many people care about you. Sometimes they just don't show it enough. The thing is they might not realize how badly you're hurting. If you have problems with bullying, then you need to tell someone. If it's at school and someone won't listen to you, tell a counselor. Tell your parents. Tell someone until they do listen. You all are wonderful people. You don't deserve to die. You might not get to hear this enough, but I love you and I'm proud of you. If you are listening to this and have thoughts of suicide, then realize I've never been so proud of you. You are beating those thoughts by staying here. You are here right now. That's amazing. I know what it's like to have so much pain inside, but overall, you have to beat it. Suicide is a solution, but it's not the only one. And it's not a good one. If you know you need help, get it. Speak up. You don't deserve to feel this way. I always want you to remember, if you're going through this or know someone who is, you did it. You are here because you had enough strength to make it this far. You. People may have inspired you, but overall you did it. You could have ended it, but you haven't. You. That's amazing, and you should be proud of that. If you like this, then please pass it on. You never know. You could save a life.